Welcome, welcome, welcome. Haven't done one of these for a while. So basically, this is just a short sort of install info video on the new Hadron Airsoft Designs Medusa Tac-41 GBB hop unit. Just how it goes together, what it is, what it works well with, and yeah, not really a lot to cover on it. It's pretty simple. So this is my Tac-41 Lite, not the Sport, just the standard Lite, which is running a W.A.S.P with middle weight, a Rapax 4 dual spring, specifically because I'm running a tiny barrel, and the Silverback Recon Stock. And I've got a short outer barrel, 24mm Hexx somewhere. I just had it. Here it is. So Hexx XL 24mm threaded, which will go straight on. And this is designed to be a sub 2 joule small build, like DMR level build, like 1.6 joules, so etc. Something just light I can throw around that I'm not that bothered about, that does its job. So first things first, assuming you've already taken apart your existing Tac AEG barrel, etc., and your existing Tac pop unit. Firstly, there's some things you're going to recycle from that, which I've put down here. So you've got your little top hat for your spring, for the spring basically. Put that to the side. You need the actual spring itself. The little stopper. Wait, give me a second. Let me see if I can turn down the brightness on. Can't turn down the brightness. Hell amount of practice of doing this, can't you? Too much? Yeah, that'll do. Fine. So yeah, so the bits you're going to need are the little hat, the original spring, and your little clicker detent for the wheel. And then obviously this is the part that you need. This is the main chamber. And then you have the Medusa wheel. I've gone for the slim Medusa wheel because I wasn't sure if I was going to get a rail system. The tack nub, a suitable gas blowback barrel. I had a random Modify 133mm knocking around in a drawer. So for my short build, that's ideal. And for me, Flamingo 60. Other good buckins though are Maple Leaf. Like, I'm not just going to plug my own stuff. The Maple Leaf buckins are pretty good. You've got these guys, which are, they're alright. Yeah, they're okay. I've had no issues with them. I know people run them. Obviously, other Maple Leafs like the MR Hop. Modifier are alright. I find they destroy themselves pretty quickly, but performance-wise, the modifiers are good. And I have said, they're pretty good throughout the years. But this is what I'm going to do for my setup, because this is tried and tested, and I use all these parts in other builds. So, first things first, the unit. Shovel that to the side, and let's go through what we get. So first thing is the front section of the unit, and then the main body of the unit, which, if I can get out of that annoying light, screw you light. Nice quality, nice laser engraving on both sides, and everything about it just screams it's tidy, it's neat. There's no burrs, there's no marks, there's no tool marks as well. Even on the inside faces, it's good, it's nice, good quality. Little assorted bag of stuff, which includes 2 screws, which go through the front face and are what essentially hold the bulk of the body together. Stainless steel stopper, which is included. This isn't an optional extra that you have to pay for, it comes with it. The screw that goes through the outer barrel into the hop unit from the underside, so you have to use this one, not your existing one, which is longer. You get a couple of O-rings, One of these goes at the rear of the chamber, one of them goes behind the bucking on the actual inner barrel itself. And then you have the barrel retention screw, which just goes on the underside of the hop unit to secure the barrel and stop it rotating and moving. So the install on this is pretty straightforward. So you grab your bucking, again in my case, the old Flamingo. Is that still too bright or is that alright? I mean, I'm pale anyway, right? So this is always going to be a bit of a struggle. Pale, but not enough to reflect the surface of the sun, I thought. Yeah, that'd be fine. So bucking goes on, nice and easy. Random hair in there, not one of mine, I haven't got much left. The smaller of the two O-rings goes on from this side, and you scoot it right up to the back of the bucking, like so. Then you want to take the hop unit and the larger O-ring, and there's a recess in here that centralizes the barrel. So you literally just thumb that in, and that'll sit in nicely in there like that. Then you take your bucking. I'm going to put a bit of silicone on it, so I use around W.A.S.P, which I've used for God knows how many years, countless videos I've mentioned this in, but just a smidge of that on there. And then from this side, you can see where the tab is, where this is going to go. Slide it in, line it up. Then when you're happy you've got it all straight, you want to gently pull from this section while gently pushing from the front. And it will just pop in like so. Again, make sure it's all lined up with this tab. Push it in, and then what you're going to see is a portion of this is going to protrude out. You see there's a bit that just sticks out. That's absolutely fine. That is by design. There is a reason for it. So that is now there. Next step, you take this portion of the hop unit, and you'll see, hopefully the camera's picking that up, there is a cutout that matches this face. So you've got the tab bit on the side. I'm going to pick it up now. See the little tab bit here matches the tab there. So you line that up, rest it on top of it. Then you take these two longer screws, drop those in, find your Allen key. It's funny because you guys are seeing this video for the first time. I've done this damn thing like 4 times because I keep forgetting the light or the autofocus or something stupid, or I have to keep running off to get tools because I haven't got them. So you get the nice short trimmed version where everything goes well. So those get tightened up. You do not have to wrench these in. They just have to get tight enough to bite. Like, you don't need to put full force on these bad boys, just enough for them to bite. Then you'll get to this stage. And then from here, we're going to take the stainless steel stopper, drop that in. We're going to take the spring. Again, the spring is from your existing hop unit. We're going to take the little top hat, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it a top hat. I'm going to put that in. Look, I did it the wrong way around, but we should have put this little screw in first before we did the stopper. Not that it makes much difference, but there's 2 holes here. There's one that's got a recess, which I've been reliably informed is called Andy's hole due to some testing stuff that happened and the need for this hole to be adjusted. So this is Andy's hole. This hole is where the outer barrel screw is going to go. So the larger recessed hole is what the barrel retention screw goes in. So drop that in there. Again, find your Allen key, which I believe is this one. Go. Again, you do not need to wrench these down, so just pinch it till it's nice and secure. There's no movement in that. That's fine. Now we flip it back over. We put the spring in. We put the stopper in. This obviously wants to ping off and hit you in the eye and cause short-term blindness, so make sure you do not let go of this. And then it's a case of just sliding it into the outer barrel, because all the other bits that are going to go in this, the nub and the wheel, will go in once we've installed it. So slide that in. I think I've got a barrel spacer in there, so let me try and line that up. There we go. And then thumb that in. Okay, that looks about right. So slide it in. And on the underside, got to make sure these holes line up. Normally I haven't got anything, so I'm just going to use Allen key just to push forward a bit. So that's what we're looking for. So that hole is perfectly lined up, and then this black section is obviously where the BB feeds. So once that's there and you're happy it's lined up fine, take this small screw, so not the one we had from the outer barrel originally, the one that comes with this set. We drop that on, find Allen key again, which I'll say is this one. Go ahead and snug that bad boy down. Just realised I've said the word bad boy about 20 times already, and this is probably going to be a short video. Let's hope the YouTube algorithm likes bad boys. So that's the bulk of the installation done. Next is the nub. So again, using the Hadron Tac nub. If you've got needle nose pliers, that makes the next two bits a lot easier. But you want to drop that in there. And I don't know where my needle nose pliers are. They're probably indoors at my house because I was doing stuff the other day with them. But here we go, nub is in. Try and show you without blinding you. Next, we're going to want the little stopper from your existing hop unit. While keeping the nub held, you're going to want to drop that in, and that is going to sit down in there. So nub's there, that's there. And then next, we're going to go with the Medusa, which is the slim. Flip that over, and we've got the screw, the O-ring, the main body, and then the adjuster wheel itself. So this is pretty simple. Firstly, we're going to take the O-ring, and on the bottom of this section, you'll see a cutout. Hopefully you can see that. Cut out there. O-ring goes on that. That sits on the hop unit like so. This screw goes on. Again, find the Allen key, which is this one. That gets snugged down. Depending on how you do this, the stopper might fall out, so you can put this in at the end, which I should have done, but I didn't. So now I've got to coax it in there again. And then it's a case of you literally just put the Medusa on. And the benefit of this is at any stage during this, before you even assembled it, you can just look through it and see that you've got that hop lined up immediately. So I'm going to eyeball how much hop I'm going to have, because I want to obviously do some shots on this. So if I push that stopper out the way, no hop yet, apply a little bit more, push that stopper out of the way, there we go, got a little bit of hop, and that's it. That's installed, that's done. So I'm going to put it back. Firstly, I'm going to test the seal on this. So as I said, this has got a W.A.S.P in it with a tac. This has got my gas blowback head, which is the recommended head to use with this. As you can see, perfect seal. This is good to go on. So that goes in. Make sure that's on snugly. Make sure it's turned properly, and then snug these down. And we should be good to go. Perfect. Seals there. And that is it. That is your install done. It's not particularly difficult. Everything sort of has its home, and it just works. Like, you're probably going to see content coming out from various people who've been testing this for ages, but it just works. If I've got time, I'm going to go and fill up some mags, come back and just do some shots to see the consistency. So hopefully there'll be an edited bit of this video that'll show you that. But yeah, that's it. Any questions, ping me, Hadron. There's a few others that have been here during the testing phase that have done videos, so we've all got a bit of knowledge on the product. And obviously me and Hadron work closely together, so we kind of know the ins and outs of a lot of each other's stuff anyway. But that's it, guys. That is a pretty decent tier setup. Obviously mine is a very, very tiny build, just to show you what it looks like. I'm using a 4-jaw spring because it's such a small barrel. You kind of have to compensate with that. But for how small and quiet this rifle is, I mean, look at that. That is ridiculous. But I like short builds. Like, they just work. But there we go. Hopefully I'll chuck some Chrono results in around about this time. Otherwise, guys, thank you very much. So I've got my Chrono set up off camera here in a little padded bag, and then I've got the other end of the Chrono here. So I've set the hop as best I can. I'm indoors, the weather's terrible, so I've eyeballed hop. So let's test 4 5s. So I am currently getting 1.7 joules on my teeny tiny 133mm barrel, which ain't bad. I'm just going to chuck a few rounds through. Bear in mind, this has had no bedding in period, right? I've literally just thrown this in. So I don't expect incredible shot-to-shot consistency straight off the bat. It's a new button, it's a new spring, it's a new piston, everything's new, so we'll see how we get on. I've already forgotten how many shots that I've done. That'll be the end of that. I don't know whether you'll see this. My Chrono took a hit a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't got another one yet. So, what have we got? I don't know whether you can see that. No, because the Chrono's busted, right? Basically, let's see if I can that in the camera somehow. Un momento. Should really just buy it back. Why focus? Bam. Is that working? So that was 6 shots. 6 shots. 281.7, 282.7, 282, 283.1, 281.6. 281.6. Yeah. Can you see that? That's annoying. So yeah, like 1.8-ish variance across 6 shots, which is just what was left in that mag. Thought I filled out more, evidently not. So yeah, actually for a fresh build with no bedding in, that is pretty damn consistent. On a 4-jaw spring on a teeny tiny barrel, that is not bad at all. So yeah, that's definitely worth grabbing. Thanks very much, guys. Hopefully, I say hopefully, let's be honest, it might not happen. I'm going to try and do some more content now things have settled down a bit in my life. I've got loads of cool shit to do and just no enthusiasm to do it. But I've enjoyed this. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. And yeah, check it out. It's going to be on all the same websites you usually see that have it, like Empire, EU, UK, Mantis, Longbow, Socom, Anaris, Patrol Base maybe, I don't know. There's loads of places that will probably carry, anyone that carries Hadron will have this product, right? Enjoy.